Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for September 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is your monthly reading for September. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are. Where is the time going? Well, this is a month that is going to hit a little bit different. Let's just say hold on to your hats because astrologically we have a lot going on. It's a very unique month indeed. Eclipse season is upon us, so things may get a little bit wild. Not one, but two eclipses occur this month. Plus, we also have a second new moon, and it's often called a black moon, and this will occur in the sign of Virgo, a Virgo portal, if you will, okay, which is very unusual indeed, but it also coincides with a partial solar eclipse, and that's a lot. So let's unpack this. Now, eclipses, they disrupt the natural order of things and are often perceived as harbingers of change, offering you pivotal opportunities to contemplate radically new directions, hatch new plans, set new goals, or even make new promises to yourself and really keep those promises too. Now, partnered with the fact that we have officially moved into the sign of Virgo, consider September a bit of a quality control month, where you cast a meticulous eye over your life in order to refine or redefine plans with a very sharp mind, spotting anything that does not meet your expectations. Holding yourself to higher standards is what it's all about. Decluttering, reorganizing, methodically completing complex tasks, whilst at the same time making space for hard-earned rewards, plus scheduling in some quirky fun times. But at the same time, you may even want to quench your thirst for knowledge, which may see you scrolling or even enrolling on workshops, classes, forums, or learning new skills. And of course, you'll be staying on top of your health goals too. I mean, that is a lot. So this month could leave you absolutely exhilarated, but at the same time needing a well-earned massage on a secluded beach with an ice beverage of choice and your do not disturb sign on. If only. And if that's what you're doing, my beautiful Sagittarians, if there's room for a little one, I'll come along. But at least you'll be super proud of that super productivity and you'll have ticked off a lot of things off your to-do list, awarding you a sense of achievement. Now, back to those pesky eclipses, because they are important, okay? And we do have a full blood moon which occurs on the 7th or the 8th, depending on your time zone. Full moons, they actually offer closure, forgiveness, an opportunity to really release and let go. But partnered with an eclipse, you might just slam that door to the past, lock it, and throw away the key. Emotions tend to run very high during eclipses, so you may feel a little bit sensitive, but your soul knows what you finally need to let go of. You owe it to yourself to set yourself free. Now, the blood moon encourages you to do the shadow work, and I can see here that you're really going to be affected by that, okay? This darkness moon is the shadow work, so this eclipse may make you feel, a little bit more sensitive and emotional than usual. So doing that shadow work, you'll be assessing and deep releasing challenging emotions and thoughts. And if you felt a little bit like you've been drifting, this is a big problem-solving influence this month from that Virgonian frequency. It helps you to really get structured and back on track. Be mindful this month, the eclipse can amplify anxiety or give a platform to your inner critic. So remember that this too shall pass. Be compassionate with your wonderful self. Now, also, animals tend to become anxious or unsettled during eclipses too. We will all feel the effects, so extra cuddles for pets will be important as well. And what's wonderful about this particular lunar eclipse is that it trines Jupiter, planet of good luck, expansion, and opportunity. So expect positive results or outcomes on things that you've been working hard for or invested your time in. Saturn returns to the sign of Pisces. It's currently retrograding, of course, and it continues to retrograde, but it will dip back into Pisces, the sign of Pisces there. So you may revisit and breathe new life into old projects. Also, karmically, unresolved issues are reviewed. It's going to be a big month, but this time is to problem solve, to purify, and start with a clean slate. And if you really want to change your life, this is the month to lead positively with intention, as manifestation frequencies are higher than usual. Now, we also have a partial solar eclipse on the 21st or the 22nd, depending on which hemisphere you reside in. This coincides with a black new moon in Virgo that I mentioned. Now, I have to give you this one straight, okay? This eclipse isn't as positive as the other one. That doesn't mean it's necessarily bad or negative. However, it may raise tensions collectively, which is why structure will be the key to managing the end of September in particular, okay? So you may feel a bit cranky or notice people being a little bit tetchy around about that time. Now, in terms of global events, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it, September is a pivotal shift month. We may witness economical wobbles that harvest very serious conversations around global bankruptcy and draconian ways to replenish governmental purses. And as I mentioned before, eclipses are harbingers of change, and these particular eclipses will really steal the show. Now, in ancient times, a blood moon eclipse symbolized the fall of a king or a leader or someone of great influence. So we may see a headlining news around that, or even their substitute or body double. I got that energy coming through of body double. Don't know if that makes sense, but that's something that came through from my guide, so I had to mention it here. And also, we'll continue to see very shocking exposés centered around public figures during this time as their hidden dark side comes to light, questioning their position of influence. Now, solar eclipses in particular were often interpreted as, omens of change, but also they caused anger, conflict, and uprising. So we may see growing tensions rise globally as people seek to be heard and represented fairly. Eclipses also tend to affect nature in very extreme ways. We're already witnessing these amplified shifts, which will continue, and this month could see things reach a critical point. We could see fiery seismic shifts amplifying water-related events. And as these eclipses occur in both the sign of Pisces and Virgo, which is water and earth, we may see, changes in those dynamics globally in some way. Now, we may also see conversations directed at shaking up healthcare systems and implementing new protocols. That'll be positive. And critical debates around unemployment and the advancement of AI or replacement technology. This will hit the headlines for the next couple of years. And this will highlight what a future could look like if technology becomes celebrated more than human talent, something that perhaps we all have to keep our eye on. However, these conversations foster change and recognition that we could, prevent this sort of negative course of action. We can work alongside technology and have it benefit our future rather than replace, if that makes sense. So there'll be a lot of conversations around that as well. Now, there's so many layers. It's not all doom and gloom, okay, because there's global layers of energy, there's personal layers, and of course, on a personal note, K2 in the sign of Leo works really hard to see you receive recognition and gain for past efforts. And your 10th house is influencing you at the end of the month. And that's all about fame and glory and recognition and your reputation rising and good news coming in. So this is going to partner really well for you in particular, my beautiful Sagittarians, okay? Now, also we have Jupiter, that is cheerleading for you on the sidelines, sending extra luck. It's my favorite planet, willing you to win and sending extra benevolence until it retrogrades on the 11th of November. So whilst it may seem like things are falling apart, it is here that things will fall together and come back stronger. This is a perfect month to refine your goals and intentions, or even introduce rituals where you raise vibrations. Virgonian frequencies encourage you to be in service, firstly to yourself, then to those that you hold dear, and of course, then to the world at large. And we can all do our bit to send or spread love and positivity wherever you may be. I always say, be the soul of that place. Shine your light. It starts with the self first, and it emanates outwards. Light a candle, play your favorite song, connect with nature. We are all one, and those who seek to divide us shall not succeed. Okay, so this is a big pivotal month there. And I feel like you are, focused on balance in your life this month. I'm going to get all of your cards for you, but you have, fecundity, rain, that actually means things growing. All the hard-won things that you've been investing in, nurturing at this time. There's growth there. There's a lot of personal growth as well. But you're seeking what is right. Some of you may be seeking justice on something, or you're just wanting to see more justice in the world. I mean, I'm right with you there. But, this is about you leading with your intentions pure and doing what you feel is the right course of action in your life, okay? But your first card there, Fecundity, Rain, it's number 35. Okay, when you reduce it, 3 plus 5, of course, is 8, the number of the self. So it does start with you, literally, this month. So you're doing things that promote healthy growth within yourself. You're choosing the right food substances, the right people to frequent your time with, the right places to spend your energy in. This is a time where you're focused on all that you invest in and how it feels, or what you feel like you get out of it there, okay? Now, this card, it literally means in this deck, the conditions of greater prosperity are being met for you. You worked really hard for this. So know that all will be well. This is you cleansing yourself of old, outdated views, or outdated practices, or things that are just not hitting right in the same way. Even if you have a hobby that you're used to be really excited about it, but you've lost that loving feeling for it, you may be detaching from these things, or even people that you're outgrowing at this time, because everything needs growth, okay? And most importantly, you are growing. So you could be doing a lot of detoxifying, cleansing, you may even go on a cleansing diet for a certain period of time, for example, or it could be that you are implementing, this is a random one, but it's coming through, like a bathing ritual, so a bath with salts and, cleansing, clarifying kind of properties to give yourself kind of a moment to pause. So I feel like you're really focused on your health, your body, mind, and soul, but also your finances, because, this is about a seed of something growing. Whenever you have an earth card, it means you're focused on your financial strategy. So you could have new money-making ideas during this time. Your 4th house is actually influencing you to have self-care, also plant roots. I mean, this is literally planting roots. So it could be that you're thinking about where you belong. Some of you may be saving up a pot of money right now in order to move to a new environment, relocate, maybe to a different part of the world, or a different kind of neighborhood. I mean, you have the protection cave energy, and that's the world as a conqueror. It's right now you're trying to protect everything you're working really hard for. You may see shifts going on in the world at large right now and feel that some structures are changing that you're feeling a little bit nervous about, but actually I feel like you're protected and directed at this time. And also this is an energy of like growing things to term. So this could be you like growing your finances to reach a certain amount of money that you want to reach long term. So you're going to be looking at your short term and long term aspirations financially this month, because your fourth house is about money. It's about real estate as well. So this can be that, you know, you are trying to make it rain. They say make it rain when, of course, you're talking about money. So I feel this is a period where you're trying to implement practices to have more. Now, this can mean that you're either starting a new business venture, or for some of you, it could be that you are looking at new ways to make money. There could also be talk, because I feel some of you will have like a review if you're in a career. This could be that you're going to have a review period, and there'll be talk about new opportunities or new money. There could be a small increase in your finances. If you're retired, this could be a small increase in your pension pot, or if you have stocks and acquisitions. I mean, this is a period where 2 eclipses, there's going to be a dip in the market, okay? I just got to give it to you straight, okay? You may have been noticing things fluctuating a lot, but of course, anything that goes down will always come back up. So I feel this is about you acknowledging that you have to have patience with something. I mean, if you look at this beautiful figure there, the seed is growing. So it can be that something that you cannot see right now, that is kind of like taking shape. You know, when you plant a seed, you put it in the earth, it germinates. It's doing this little germination wriggle, you know, where that sprout comes out. You can't see it, but you planted it. So you know it's there, you know, you're nurturing it, you're watering it, spending a lot of time and attention on it. You don't know how it's going to turn out for you, but actually it's going to blossom into something really incredible. I mean, look at this. This figure is literally in bloom. So this could be that you're investing in yourself because of the fourth house there. It is all about you kind of blossoming, blooming, and having a glow up there, doing more things that you love, following your bliss. But also, you know, I have to acknowledge that it is a financial card. So I feel like you are looking at your financial savings goals at this time, maybe putting a little bit away, you know, a little bit away every so often turns into a lot eventually. So it doesn't have to be like huge chunks of finances. I mean, I don't know many people who've got huge chunks of finances to put away anyway, but you know what I mean. It can be that you're saving something for a rainy day, but I don't see any rainy day here for you, but it will accumulate over time. So a lot of you could be portioning off an amount of money, like a do not touch fund, for example, because that's your financial strategy. But this is an energy of you kind of focusing on your roots or focusing on your home life. The fourth house makes you look at the home. So you may be decluttering, restructuring, doing a bit of DIY, or even searching for a new property or a place to call home. And, you know, your fourth house, this is where your kitchen witch comes in as well. So it could be that you're like exploring new recipes, you know, or kind of like exploring with new ingredients. It can be that you're looking at herbs or thinking about growing herbs, or if you have a little herb garden or you have a garden, it could be that, you know, you're starting to see things in bloom right now that you've spent a lot of time investing your energy in, and you may be taking some clippings in order to, you know, put it into your food, for example. Kitchen witch, you just, you know, maybe exploring and trying new flavors as well there. But also this can extend to like oils and things that you perhaps, you know, use on your body. You may be trying to organically like create things that have an affinity with your body at this time. I'm being given this energy, and this is not going to resonate with all of you because some of you are like, what? When do I have time to be doing all of this? Because I see you're going to be very busy. But I just feel like you're trying new ways or blending. When you have a justice card there, it's like a little bit of this. So you're weighing up a little bit of this, mixing a little bit of that. Okay. And now you've created something new and unique that's just for you. So I'm just being given this energy that sometimes, you know, when you take up an herb, say, let's, for example, say there's some sage here and some chives here, right? 2 herbs. So it could be like you smell the chives and you're like, okay, that smells nice. But then you smell the sage and your body's like, and that's it. It can be that your body is saying, that's what I need. I need that ingredient. I need it right now. It's something that's going to inform like a mineral or a vitamin or some sort of deficiency, perhaps. So it could be that you are allowing your body to kind of like highlight to you what it is you need right now. And of course, rain can also indicate that some of you need some extra water. It could be hydration there too. Okay, so you're staying on top of things like that. But the Justice card indicates you're trying to get your life into balance this month. Some of you, I gotta be giving it to you straight here, there's a lot of documents going on here. This is like administrative tasks, calling people back that you've been meaning to get round to, corresponding to. This can be you applying for things, filling in contracts, or even looking at, new contract service providers, and just staying on top of your emails and texts and things like that, because this is a very kind of like administrative card sometimes, but also it can be that you're looking into the legalities of something this month. So if, for example, you're looking for a new job, it can be that you're about to sign a new contract on this new job and you want to dig a little bit deeper in the contract. There may be something in the clause, like a hidden clause there, something that you feel a bit conflicted about signing. The Queen of Swords tells me you can negotiate a better deal there. Okay, so that's coming through very strongly. It just gives you extra protection. So some of you may also be looking at structures that give you extra protection, things like life insurance or business insurance, or this could be that you're just like renewing these things, because we have the Fool card there. So it can be that you're looking into renewing your insurance on something, or your health insurance, or things that protect you, as it were. Also, you could be looking at where you house your finances, just to make sure that you're in a financial institution that protects your finances to a certain amount, of course, and you're making sure that you don't go over that certain amount, because it's all about making sure that you're secure. Your fourth house is like, okay, I'm building a foundation for me and my family, or my soul tribe, or just for you, whatever it is. It can be that you are like, am I secure in this? And the answer is yes. So you may be doing some deals this month, or purchasing something, signing something, and you're just digging a little bit deeper into it just to make sure that you're getting the best deal, okay? Now, I do see with the Justice card, if you're going through a legality, okay, or a court case there, I feel there's this energy of needing protection, getting the best legal advice, for example. So I feel like you are protected because the card is there. But, if there's something that you're not happy with, or you feel there's a conflict of interests with there, do speak up about it, because don't let it fester, because it's just going to weigh heavy on your mind and worry you, okay? I mean, looking at the energy, Four Swords is a card of protection. It also means relax, you're good. And we got the Page of Cups. Things will turn out in the way that you hope for. There's some good news, something that you're going to be happy about there. But, it's not going to stop you from worrying about, the alternative scenario. So I would just say get the best legal advice. Keep all the evidence. If you're going through a court case, being really meticulous with details, dates, times, what occurred. If this is connected to your work, for example, or a past work, or if it's connected to a landlord, or connected to someone who you have a contract with, get all the facts, because this is going to set you free. With that Fool card, I feel there's a lot of potential here for you to win, okay? But they may try to play dirty. So just watch out for that, okay? There seems to be a minor unfairness with this, but looking at the energy, it'll be a stalemate for a while, but I see that you're protected, you can relax there, and there is something positive that you're like, yes. So I see that, there could be a win here for you there. Now, for everybody else, the Justice card is literally just trying to remain balanced and flexible during your month, because I feel like you have a lot on your to-do list. There's a lot of multitasking going on there. You may be trying to make some adjustments in your life. I mean, it could be also, for some of you, not all of you, like if you're pregnant, it could be that you're adjusting to your body's needs, or to the pregnancy's needs, or you're aware that being pregnant and having a child is going to bring some major adjustments in your life. So I feel this is about you remaining on top of that. It's exciting because, of course, the Fool card can connect to children, you birthing life. So if that's you, congratulations. There is going to be a period of adjustment. And yes, No one comes with a manual of how to do life in general. So just intuitively move through it. You know yourself, you know your body, you know you have a bond with your child as well there. But of course, it may take some getting used to, and your emotions are going to be running high. You're going to feel really sensitive, and that can indicate that dark moon energy is going to really affect you. Okay, so it could amplify feelings. And we got that Two of Swords energy, protecting your inner peace, kind of like having some time and space for you to have a rest. Very important. I mean, I feel like whether you're having twins or, just one, I feel it's a beautiful child and so gorgeous. And I just feel like this blossoming energy. So I just feel like there's nothing to worry about here. But of course, you will have some adjustments in life. Now, please apply that to your situation. Doesn't have to be that you're pregnant. Whatever it is, I feel there's something new here. Some of you may have just started a new job and you're trying to make some adjustments, trying to be flexible and open to learning new things. But also it could be that you're thinking about retirement, or you're just moving into retirement right now. It's a new stage of your life. Something new is going on here for you, and you're making some adjustments to factor it all in. And at first, there's going to be moments of you deeply, very cerebral, thinking about what's next. But ultimately, I feel like you're doing what is right for you, and you're going to love the next stages, whatever it is. Whenever we're making a gear shift in life, there's always uncertainty, there's always fear. What if it doesn't go the way I hoped? What if I just feel bored? What if so many things? There can be fear, especially if you're moving into retirement. There's that exhilaration that, yes, I'm free. I've got my time to do whatever I want and spend more time on me and my life philosophy and my projects and my creativity and exploring the world. But also there's that okay, where's my soul tribe at? Because, your friends or your family may not retire at the same time as you. You may feel like you're entering into a new time frame. You may feel a little bit isolated or, a little bit off kilter because now people are at different time frames than you. So when you're free to do everything, they're working or they're, doing something else. And you're like, oh, okay. So you're going to be focused on all the things that you need to do and get into rhythm of that. So even if you're moving to a new neighborhood, it can be that you're trying to get into the rhythm, like find new places, find where you feel like you fit, find new community. So I feel there's a card here of adjustment right now for you. But also, I feel this is you looking at contracts. If you're looking for a job, right? If you're currently seeking employment, I feel like you have been starting to look at many different sectors to see if you can migrate skill sets. There is an exciting role, something you're really going to love. It's connected to your sense of purpose. You're going to be able to follow your bliss. Good news here, pages bring news, and the Page of Cups is something that you envisage for your future that's just going to pop out of the blue. You may not even be seeking this role when it pops up. It may be something that just pops into your emails, or it could be something that you just suddenly see. It feels like you're not actively seeking it when it pops up. And this is a dream job. I mean, whenever you get this is a dream job opportunity. Even if you've just started a dream job opportunity, it's going to require adjustment. And, at times you may feel like you need to protect yourself because you're like, oh, this is new territory, or you're learning new people's names and faces and the way that they work, the structure. It can be hard. So I feel be compassionate with your wonderful self. You're doing a great job, and you're just going to feel so proud of yourself at the end of the month that you just pursued it, pushed on through some of the negative aspects. I remember when I first joined a very high-paced environment many, many decades ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, I needed the money. It was a really great job. But when I got to doing it, I was celebrating, yay, I got the job. And then I was learning the structure. And then everybody kind of just expected me to just be knowing everything and everybody on the first and second day. And I was like, well, that's not realistic. But at the same time, I felt this sense of needing to step up because I cared so much. So it can be overwhelming sometimes when you're trying to just factor it all in and bring your A game. But things are different. Structures are different. Eventually you will move into a rhythm and you'll just be like, oh, it's all slotting into place. Okay. So please apply that to your situation. It's going to be different for everyone. I mean, this Justice card is so important. It's a major arcana card along with the Fool card. So it feels like this is a big month for you to start something new or launch something. And for some of you, this could be something legal. It could be a new business that you're starting, or it could be that you're launching something that's connected to a legal structure, or it could be something that you've been like, calibrating for a long time and now you're ready to move forward on it, because the Fool card is taking that leap of faith. It means this month has a lot of potential, and there is an energy here of new beginnings. Now, of course, I always say, how can we always have a new beginning every month? Well, we can have little beginnings every month. We can try new things. We can try new neighborhoods. We can try new restaurants. We can try new environments, new countries. We can try new projects, new approaches. We can talk to new people, create new friendships. So, there is a world of possibility for you this month, and I feel like you're embracing it. You're here for it. But the Fool card is an energy of wanting to have a little bit more fun, be a little bit more playful. So yes, you have responsibility, because the Justice card is all about responsibility. So you may be making some adjustments in your home space. Your fourth house is like rearranging furniture, doing some DIY, lick of paint, or just clearing out that closet that you've been meaning to clear for a while, because that Virgo energy is going to make you declutter, okay, and reorganize as well. But also, you have some family responsibilities there as well. And it can be that you or your family or someone could be waiting for some news, okay? Page of Cups is positive news. It can indicate that, it's the news that you were kind of hoping to receive so you could know and then move forward. So if it is something that requires extra attention later on, I feel that, of course, it turns out in a really positive way. This is a positive card, but of course there's a little bit of worry there. Four of Swords is a card of protection. Normally on a Four of Swords, there is a person protected by three swords, okay, and then one sword alongside them. So it means they're ready for action. So it's like, okay, you're protected, but, it could be something you have to keep your eye on or be ready for action, or you may have to make some adjustments based on the news, if that makes sense. But it's positive. It looks like it's positive there, okay? Now we have that Full energy, so that means you're throwing yourself into a new month. It means you have fresh new ideas. You may be seeking new adventures as well. You may be a little bit more sociable at the end of the month as opposed to the beginning of the month, which sounds counterproductive to this card, okay? But I feel there could be like an invitation or something that you're really excited to go to at the end of the month. So it could be that you're working really hard on getting everything done and in order before you actually let your hair down and go and have fun there, because your 10th house is influencing you as well as your fourth, and your 10th house is all about ambition. It's about drive. So it doesn't have to connect to your career. It can be that you're driven to get all those projects done, the things that you've been meaning to get round to, because remember, we have Saturn moving signs into Pisces. It is retrograding, of course, so it means you return to things that you have either put on hold or, shelved for a little while. So it could be that you're breathing new life into things and really getting carried away with it and loving it. But if you're in a career, I feel there's some really great news coming on in here, maybe new projects, new clients, or new avenues for you to explore this month. And I feel this is about being appreciated. You may feel like you go unnoticed, but there may be a conversation or an appraisal that occurs in the month of September about your progress, and actually it goes really well. You can start to see things opening up or blossoming for you in the future, but it feels like it's talk right now. It feels like the real rewards come in October, November time for you, maybe even December, but I just feel like, there's more reward in October. This is more about receiving the news. This is about focusing on your projects. And the Fool card indicates you're on the precipice of change, something exciting there, okay? You may be even learning new skills during this time. Now, we also have the protection card, Cave. So it's in the resistance position at first. So this can indicate that you're like throwing caution to the wind on something, launching it. You may have been in like the laboratory of life, contemplating or calculating or exploring or creating something, and now you're ready to launch it, reveal it, or get out there and explore, because the Fool card is an explore card, okay? And if you're in the cave, this can represent like the home space. The fourth house is going to make you want to stay at home, okay? It is going to make you want to implement self-care routines, focus on your childhood, your heritage, but also, this card, it will go from the resistance into the upright. So it feels like there's going to be a little bit of an inner battle with you to want to get out there, have fun, but also want to get serious about projects and organizing and focusing on yourself and protecting everything you worked hard for, because this is you kind of like not wanting any distractions. These two cards, you got two figures right now. Actually, you got three figures. This one, not so much maybe, but you've got, I'll show you these two figures. They're kind of like closed off. The arms are like this. So that is a card of protection, protecting your heart, for example, protecting your inner peace, protecting yourself from distractions because you may want to get ahead on something there. This figure, not so much. It's kind of like one, where's the other arm? The other arm is kind of like a cross there. So I feel there's this energy of like realizing that you are protected and directed, and this is a time to explore, be flexible, or remain in balance. This card in particular, if I can now pick it up again, it is number 17. That is the star energy. So this can indicate a lot of you are doing some healing, emotional healing, because of the moon energy that we have this month. But also this can be that, if you have had to have a new start. For example, if you've had to move home because your landlord has decided to sell a property, for example, it can be that you're getting to grips with new things. And now you're feeling just a little bit sensitive about the whole experience. But the universe brought you to this point as a new adventure, but it's something that's better for you. The universe takes away or removes things that have run their course in order to help nudge you out of your comfort zone to explore and experience new experiences that are way better for you on your purpose path, okay? And as you can see with this card there, there's an energy with all those bees that you're going to be working super hard, especially as your 10th house comes to the fore. It's going to be about setting things in motion. I mean, this is a period where you achieve a lot. Higher ranking positions. It's a period of building your empire. It's about you having a glow up. Literally, some of you, if you're on social media, for example, it can be that you go from something where you feel like it's oversaturated, you feel eclipsed in your message or your product or whatever it is. If you run your own business, it can be that you're wondering, can people see your product? You may be like kind of promoting your product or your gifts or your services there, and then suddenly you have a glow up. Suddenly everybody gets the message. Suddenly everybody is seeing you shining in all your glory. That's what the 10th house does to you. It shines a light and helps you thrive and blossom there. This could also be a personal blossoming. You may get like compliment at the end of the month there from someone who says, oh my gosh, you do not look your age, or you are someone who is glowing right now. And I feel this is about you kind of being a little bit more flamboyant as well in your life. Now, of course, this card, it literally means that you are loved and protected in all of your endeavors, okay? But you must take time to know yourself. Taking silent time is so good for your mental health, because I feel a lot of you are under pressure, and whenever you get like a justice card or a card that has a sword on it, that's a very cerebral card. It's connected to air, so that can be that protecting your mental well-being against negative thoughts, because this is going to be a highly sensitive month for a lot of people. This is very important. Taking time out to kind of like, listen to your inner voice, not burn the candle at both ends, also kind of like retreat after periods of extreme hard work is so important, and also embrace nature. Okay, so I feel a lot of you as well, there's this conversation where someone is going to open up to you. Someone you did not expect to open up to you is really going to come and reveal themselves, reveal the truth about themselves to you. And honestly, at first you're like, oh, this is new. They're really going to tell you about something they've been going through or feeling, and it deepens your bond with this person, okay? This person is normally a very closed off or detached person. They may still be a friend, or, I mean, it could also be a boss or a neighbor or a landlord. It could be someone who says, look, I'm going through a challenging time, and they're just going to lay it all out there. And you're like, oh my gosh. They see you as someone who understands, but also gives impartial advice. Okay, someone who says, look, these are your options. And I feel like you help people see things in new ways that they'd never even thought about. This person is going to respect you so much. I mean, I feel like they do already, but you know, you're a lifeline to this person. So I feel there is a deeper bond going on here. At the end of the month, you kind of realize it, but in the middle of the month, you're kind of like working out how best to advise this person that's coming out there very strongly. Now, of course, you are working super hard. We got Queen of Swords energy, which is all about structure. It's basically about you also having healthy boundaries. So I feel this is about you protecting your boundaries against people who drain your energy, because when you look at, you know, the dark moon energy, this is about draining. So you may be looking in general, I would say, and the collective are looking at this a lot this month, where you feel drained. And that's not just in terms of your energy, but where you feel drained in terms of your friendships, in terms of your finances. You know, you're looking at the holes in life, as it were, the void. And that can be that Virgonian energy that really makes you look at the finer details and say, actually, you know what? I've been wasting a lot of time on this. It doesn't feel good anymore. It's no longer for me. I'm cutting that out. Queen of Swords is like cut, run, face the future. Queen of Swords tends to, turn the back to the past. So cathartically, you're going to be doing a lot of that emotional deep dive work, but also this can be physically. So you could be cutting out a food substance that drains you or doesn't hit with you in the same way anymore, you know, promoting mental health or, you know, clarity. If you've been perhaps having something that's been clouding your judgment or making you feel a bit foggy, you know, it can be that you're correcting it, because this is a month of course correction there as well. Some of you may also discover something that helps you have more energy. So it could be a food substance, or it could be something that a health practitioner prescribes for you or advises you on as well. But the Queen of Swords ultimately is having clarity of purpose, okay? It's about, you know, being organized, structured, but saying, this is what I want, and then moving forward and getting it. So I feel like you're being very direct, okay? Also, I feel a lot of you are looking at how you communicate, okay? There's a softer approach here on communication regarding you in general with people. Okay, because I feel like you have kind of erected a lot of healthier boundaries at this moment in time, and people are kind of shifting in the way that they approach you. So I feel like there is this energy of softening this month for you, especially at the end of the month, because that Queen of Swords is going to be in the resistance position, but it does go into the upright there as well. Now, for some of you, if you are going through a divorce, not all of you are, or a separation, firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. This is a card which can indicate that you feel very sorrowful over this experience. And this legal card here with that justice could be that you're going through a divorce, or, you know, you're kind of separating, detaching, trying to find balance, all of this. There's going to be some challenging emotional moments for you, but this too shall pass. Two of Swords is a stagnant energy. It means that, you know, you are given a pause in life in order to take a break, consider your options. But if you're wondering if you'll ever love again, the answer is absolutely yes. And you may actually find love quicker than you think, okay? And for those of you, healing is important. There is a process. Honor your body's emotions during this time, because, you know, you will find your grounding. And I also feel, you know, that this is about you kind of having a glow up after a separation and realizing how much that relationship that perhaps, you know, was right for you at one stage, it taught you everything you needed to be taught, because some people are here for a reason and a season, and you may notice that it took its toll on you. So now that you release this, actually it's new vitality, new lease of life, and you're having a glow up, and you're going to be attracting a lot of attention, okay? and I feel like you're investing in yourself at this time. I feel for a lot of you, if you've been kind of questioning this separation or a divorce, for example, like why did it happen? Where did the emotions go? Sometimes we have to acknowledge that things run their course because the lesson has been learnt, and now you need to set yourself free, okay? And that's when you feel lighter in the energy and you focus more on your sense of purpose. So it's almost like a new lease of life, but it comes with a sorrow or sadness there as well. I have to acknowledge that. You know, you're the sort of person, you come in peace. You know, you'd rather not have to argue or have conflict there. You know, you just want things to be balanced. But interesting that the Queen of Swords, there's a beautiful dove there. It's like you come in peace, but you've got a sword for protection should you need it. Okay, so it can be that you can cut a person down with your words if necessary. So you're acutely aware of the damage that your words can do and the intentions behind them. So I feel there is a softening here where you're trying to be a little bit more diplomatic in the way that you conduct yourself or face things. But at the same time, if anyone has been disrespectful of your boundaries, you have an absolute right to be audacious with the way that you conduct yourself in that and say, actually, you know what? I'm cutting you down to size, or being direct, or even, you know, being very straightforward. Sometimes we can say something that is absolutely on the nose and raw, but in a way that does not destroy a person. So I feel like you're learning to kind of like find your way to conduct your words. Like, words have meanings, they're spellings as well. They're cast out to the universe and they connect to vibrations of things that we want. So I feel in general, you're looking at the words you use and how it shapes your world, because this is a shaper of worlds right now. So with this card in the resistance position as well, you know, there may be an energy of somebody that you know who is often unkind. Okay, that's coming through very strongly, and you're very conflicted about this person because there may be moments, either there's history with this person because you have the Roots card there, or maybe, you know, sometimes you remove yourself from their energy and then almost like kind of like talk yourself back into being with that person and saying, you know what, maybe they didn't mean that, maybe they were having a bad day, maybe. I feel like there's no more maybes. I feel like you're kind of done on this. I feel there's this energy with that Five of Wands and that Three of Pentacles there of you being unreachable with this person. It's like you are changing, okay? Your way to challenge this is to remove yourself from this situation. But this person could try to reach out and make amends. They would, I get this energy of like they want to start again. This could be a friend, could be a boss, could be a neighbor, could be a family member. It's like, can we just let bygones be bygones? And you're like, well, you know what? If your actions meet your words, yeah. But if you keep saying sorry and you keep repeating a cycle, then you're done. So I feel actually you're at the point where you're done anyway, okay? Now, Five of Wands is a card of wanting to challenge yourself, but it's also a card of conflict. I feel a lot of you are trying to approach stress or pressure in a different way. You know, challenge and tension can be a shaper of worlds. So if you think about the times you've ever changed your life, it means that you got to a certain position where you felt comfortable or you felt things were not working. You know, when things are going good, we don't really change much. We're like, okay, it's going good. Let's keep it going. Let's keep this like moving forward, maintaining and sustaining. But when you feel tension, that's when you spring into action. That's when you transform something. So I feel some of you could spring into action this month and transform something that has caused conflict or friction in some way. This doesn't have to be with a person. This could be that you found yourself in a cycle of repeat and you're making yourself a promise this month not to you know, eat a certain food substance, or you're promising yourself to be more active, or you're promising yourself to get around to clearing out that closet or starting that project. It feels like you're holding yourself to higher standards with these two cards. It's like you're challenging yourself. It's almost like you're like, challenge accepted. I'm going to make sure I do it. And there may be moments of temptation to slip back into a cycle of repeat, but you protect yourself from that. And you're like, nope, did it, done it. I'm going to maintain it and sustain it there. Also, if you're doing anything competitive this month, whether you're taking a test, whether you are coming out of your comfort zone or something, it's going to be so rewarding. You're going to feel the fear and do it anyway. And I feel a lot of you, there's this energy of being really proud of yourself with this card. Like, it really went very well there. And there's a feeling of good times to come. But also, I feel this is about your sense of purpose with this card. It just feels like, you know, you did something where you're clear that that was how you want it to go. And it feels like a renewal of faith or esteem in yourself in some way. Now we have the Three of Pentacles there. This is all about engineering plans. So, you know, if you think about this nest there, I mean, that's the top of the tree. I mean, you've also got another tree that starts to really blossom there as well. But, you know, it can be that if you're deciding to, like, move to a new environment, it could be that you're wanting to go to higher ground, elevate, for example. But also, this could be that you are looking to settle down for some of you, but you may feel like you're so far off that position, you haven't found love, for example. So enter love from stage left, as it were. There, it feels like, you know, the thing that you feel is unreachable is going to be reachable in the month of September. You know, Three of Pentacles indicates you're someone who's very gifted, very talented. You have everything you need to reach where you want to go, and the universe is giving you like an opportunity to reach it. This card is about engineering your plans. It's about a project, or it's about doing something that you're inspired to reach for. And it feels like, yes, it's going to be a challenge, but you're up to the challenge. It means that you structure your life in a certain way where you're very precise and you're locked onto the goal and you are unstoppable. You're also protecting the path. So you're building and building and building. You know, Three of Pentacles, I love the Three of Pentacles because it normally means someone is talking about you in a really positive way. So you could find that someone has got a crush on you in the month of September, or you could also find that people in the working environment are talking about your skill set and wanting to elevate you. Because this is like another rung up the ladder. The path is being made clear for you to reach the top of that tree there. And this can be that you want a different viewpoint, so you're reaching for new adventures. Or it can also, you know, they always say the best fruit is at the top of the tree. So it can be that you're reaching for the top of something and you're going to get the best quality of something. You know, it could also be that, you know, you're looking for this quality control aspect in your life where you're treating yourself, but you're thinking more of quality rather than quantity this month as well. Now, in terms of your finances, you know, Three of Pentacles tells me that, you know, you may be locking off, as I mentioned, an unreachable amount of money where you're like, nope, not going to touch that. It's there if I ever need it, but I'm not actually going to touch this. And you may be like on course to kind of like try and build more money there. I also feel this is like the early stages of success on something that you worked really hard for. It feels like there's more to go, but it feels like you reach a monumental moment in the month of September where you're like starting to see it all to come together, or you're like really realizing what you're working hard to achieve. That little moment of joy that you're like, yes, it went my way. Okay, so that's coming through there as well. Now we have number 7, which is Chariot card energy. Chariot card often means the willpower to overcome an obstacle or, you know, look at direction. So it can be that you feel that there's a directional change there and there is something, it almost feels like a void, you know. The darkness moon is like a void moon. It is an energy where, you know, you recognize cycles come to a close. Do not resist the end of something. Just because the end of something is happening, it doesn't mean that all is lost. It means something new is beginning, and you have that Fool card. So as I said, if you're evolving away from a friendship, it's because, you know, that friendship basically has run its course and you're opening yourself up to new friendship circles. If a new job is on the horizon, it normally means that there's going to be amplified issues in your current job that you're like, oh, this is just not working. I used to love this position. What's going on? It's asking you to question. When you have a Justice card, you're questioning about making adjustments. So I feel like you're not afraid to say, this is not working for me, because it's intuitive for you. Also, interesting is there's an energy of a time for introversion, if that makes sense. So I feel like you're really busy maintaining and sustaining life this month. But at the end of the month, there's this inner battle with you where I feel like, you know, you want to be a little bit more sociable, but at the same time, you're like, I'm taking time for me. No, 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 just taking time for me, okay? Because to have the Two of Swords there, it's like, I am not reachable at this time. This is literally, these two cards are partnered with this one. It's like the do not disturb sign is literally on at the end of the month. But there could be a very interesting invitation coming in that sees you go out, but it's very precise. It's like, okay, you're not going to go out and do everything this month. You're going to be very picky with what it is that you do because you have something else that you want to focus on. For some of you, this could also be, if you're a parent, you know, your child may have something coming up, and there may be lots of things coming up for your child. Often children have more of a social life than their parents at times, but it can be that, you know, you're like, okay, there's a lot going on, and maybe you should choose which one is your favorite. Okay, and then spend your time focused on that. So it could be that you're honing something, or your child is honing something, or it could be that you're being more precise or prioritizing something that's more exciting, more fun than other things at this time. But for the majority of you, this is like a getaway. So you could actually be taking some time alone, whether it's a staycation, pooling around the home because your fourth house is saying, love me, be at home, be on the sofa, you know, reorganize, repaint, revisit, do all of the stuff. But also, it could be that you're taking a trip somewhere, maybe off to that secluded beach. Okay, I mean, it looks like there's no space for me there on that hammock. It's only for one. So I feel this could be you having like a little private time. Doesn't have to be a getaway. It can be time in nature. It's about protecting your inner peace. But also, sometimes when we go and have some time alone, some really challenging thoughts come up. Okay, it can make us feel anxious, especially with the world the way it is at the moment. But I feel like it's important for you to recognize you have a lot of cards that say that you're protected and directed at this time. Okay, so with that in mind, you know, this is a time to explore. What if? Because I feel like you're making the impossible possible. You're embracing something that causes you a little bit of nervousness there, but that's when you're coming out of your comfort zone, and actually that's when you're living. That's when you are experiencing, and that's what you came here to do. Now, I would say here, there may be something that is delayed that you get a little bit worried about. Okay, so this could be either news. I mean, it seems to be positive when it comes out there. If you're waiting for job news, for example, you may have a little bit of a wait. No news is good news sometimes. You know, it can be that people are formulating a plan or structuring something. But the Two of Swords is, of course, taking a break. And it also is a head-to-head, like a conversation. So I feel there is, and I mentioned it already, a really interesting, deep conversation with somebody. And this, for some of you, could be someone you just meet. It doesn't always have to be someone you know, but I feel more than anything, it is someone you know there. Two of Swords. It's interesting because I'm being given an energy right now, because if you think about this figure, the Page of Cups blossoming, you know, you can't see that person's head, and they certainly cannot see. And we've got that Two of Swords there as well, and that figure cannot see as well. So it can be like you're working really hard on something, and just because you cannot see the results, just because you cannot see the progress doesn't mean it's not happening. Suddenly, things just bloom and blossom. Think about the seed that I mentioned. It's germinating. It's doing its little thing. You can't see that it's about to sprout and, you know, be everything that you ever wanted it to be, but it's happening. And I feel like some of you, this could be you squirreling away behind the scenes, going off grid or off the radar, removing yourself from distractions in order to work on something that you have as a vision for your future, because you're reaching for more. And suddenly it starts to blossom and just lift off. Okay, so I feel that's really positive there as well. I mean, Two of Swords and the Four of Swords, they are different, because Two of Swords is really about exploring new territory and feeling a little bit anxious about that. The traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, actually the Two of Swords, the figure sits on a very calm shore. Okay, there's actually an eclipse in the background energy of that as well. I want you to be aware of that. That's often historically mentioned as an eclipse in the background of that card, as well as the Eight of Cups, okay? But the translation on the Two of Swords got lost over the years, so it is a crescent moon there on that one. But it can be that there's a time frame for you there where you're coming out of your comfort zone on something, and, you know, you could be automating something. For example, you may be working on something really hard right now, and then it becomes passive income, or trying to automate something, or try to become your own boss, for example, launch a new creative endeavor. And it's something that will tick over in the background and inform your life, but you're also doing something else, for example. But, that Four of Swords is like you being ready for action, but at the same time, taking care of yourself. There's a need here to rest your mind, to allow peace of mind to, quench the busyness of the mind. So this could be you kind of like quietening the inner critic there as well, and recognizing that actually you're perfect the way you are. And sometimes the beauty is in imperfections. In fact, I always feel that is the way we should look at life. Like recently, for example, I was reminded of, and I'm seeing it now in the water for you as well, kintsugi. A vase, for example, that has been broken. It has had an experience. There has been something that has been of challenge or restructured it in some way. And of course, in kintsugi, it is glued back together with beautiful gold. Okay, so this can be that you are restructuring your life in some way and you're making it better, you're making it stronger, and also it's more valuable. Just like a lesson, it can really tear us down, but it was valuable because it taught us what not to repeat, okay? But what I see here for you is something really exciting at the end of the month, something that you will celebrate, because the Page of Cups is something being offered to you that you're going to grab with both hands. It's like you're following your bliss, you're going to love this news, and it really feels like there's this youthful spring in your step. A lot of you are going to be very playful this month, and also looking at your inner child, or, really thinking about your journey till now and how, proud of you should be, because you're a very strong person. Also, when you have the dark moon and the Page of Cups, this can be that you are going to be looking through some very delicate emotions, okay? In order to renew your self-esteem and recognize that if anyone bullied you or, tried to knock your confidence or tear you down in any shape or form, that was projected energy. That was their insecurities looking at you and feeling that you were better than them in some way and wanting to cut you down to size, okay? Projected emotions often, make people do some very non-positive things. So you could be trying to clear that from your energy field, because as you mature, you recognize that, of course, that wasn't fair, but also that was more of an extension of who that person was, and it had no reflection or bearing on you. Often people who bully other people, they're not happy within themselves, and they see you as a threat in some way. Either they feel like you're more attractive than them, or more successful than them, or richer than them, whatever it is, okay? I mean, with the Three of Pentacles there, I feel like you may be looking at your budgets this month in order to remain stricter with budgets, because the Queen of Swords is there and the Five of Wands. It can be that, of course, you're going to treat yourself from time to time, but you're going to get discounts, or you're going to get the same product for, a better deal somewhere. But ultimately, I feel like you are protecting your finances, because it is in the protection card pile there. So I would say that, you're keeping a close eye on your financial strategy and trying to make sure that you build on that. I would say personally, this is a flourishing energy. That's what this card is all about. But also it's about you connecting to your sense of purpose and kind of like being enthusiastic about what you are called to do. I feel also some of you could join new friendship groups this month as well there. I mean, your 4th and 10th house is all about structure, and it's also about ambition. So you are going to be locked onto your goals. That's going to be your primary focus. But I do feel like you're going to be super busy building your empire, but also having a bit of time for fun, because that gives you the release that you need. But a lot of your fun may be, on private projects at this time, or private self-care periods there. It'll be brief. It will move into a more sociable energy as you move into October there as well. So let me get some final cards for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? What else do they need to be aware of? Okay, so I am being given an energy here, and I mean, it's to do with finances, So if there are any worries in and around finances, I feel like you could have a conversation with your financial institution or with somebody, and you reorganize your finances, and it's is positive, because the Five of Wands is in the resistance position, which means success and harmony after a problem solved. So there could be a problem, and I just want you to be aware of this, because what I'm seeing here is there could be like a bill or a direct debit or a long-standing payment that, I mean, it kind of feels like it doesn't come out on time, even though you've structured it that way. So just keep an eye on your direct debit kind of payments this month. So I feel like you may have to contact like customer services. I mean, the first person you speak to may not be helpful. You may have to phone up again and speak to someone else, okay? Because this person, they seem to be, let's say, otherwise engaged. I feel like they got other things on their mind. They're not really focused on your conversation. Got to be honest with what I'm seeing here. But the second person really helps you, okay? So, for example, if a direct debit was meant to come out on a certain date, and it's coming up to a weekend, and normally it would be taken on a Friday, so it gets paid, it may get delayed and not be paid until Monday. And then whoever you had the direct debit with in the first place may be like, hey, that was a late payment, so now we're going to give you a penalty for that late payment. And you're like, oh no, I had a direct debit that comes out on a certain date, so it should have been paid. And it was perhaps the financial institution. Maybe there was an issue there with the technology, because I feel actually it's an issue with technology. Good old technology, eh? I'm an old soul, so I prefer like face-to-face. I'm not really good with technology. I'm trying, I'm learning. So that's coming through there. You will contest this and you will have the penalty nullified. I just want you to be aware of that, okay? But do contest it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? Anything else they need to know about their... Oh, well, that was a happy accident that popped out there. It was meant for you. We have 555. Change. Yes, a lot of change this month. This could be right down to you changing service providers, changing your walk to work, changing, the restaurant that you go to, changing, for some of you, I'm getting a change of number. So it could be that you're changing your number or changing your cell phone. But we have divine timing there. Number 11, this is about you heading in the right direction and being on the right path, and the right opportunities being made available to you in the month of September there. It says a gateway to endless possibilities is unfolding before you. Right there. Okay, it feels like this is like an endless trajectory upwards towards growth, but also to prosperity. And it says here, inviting you to embrace new opportunities and reach for the stars. Loving that, because this is a star energy right there. But that's you embracing new things. It says the universe is aligning you to support your highest and greatest purpose, and all the pieces are coming together for you to embark on the journey of your dreams. So that will manifest in many different forms. It'll be different for all of you, of course, because what you desire will be different. So please apply the energy to your personal circumstances. We have number 6, which again is all about balance and harmony. It says unconditional love. It's connected to the Lover's card. Unconditional love starts with the self first, and then it will filter out into the rest of your life there. It says nurture your relationships with unconditional love, starting with the most important one of all, the one with yourself. Okay, that's your 4th house all over. Okay, and fecundity, that's all about that as well. That card that came out for you first. It says open your heart, radiate love, and embrace it in return. Let the essence of love and kindness and compassion be your guiding force in every decision and action that you take. I mean, easier said than done, I know, but leading with love, and positivity, it can literally change your vibration and the things that connect to you. There is a famous practice where you wake up first thing in the morning and be like, everything magical and good for my highest good is going to come my way today. And then you start to see things unfold. Really believe it in your soul. This is going to be a great day. Just being positive. This is going to be a great day. It changes the vibrations. We're all vibrations and connecting to frequencies. And finally, we have 555. And it says change. A transformative change is on the horizon. This new turning point in your life is divinely guided and inspired. During this spiritual journey, it is important to maintain a positive and grounded outlook and let go of old habits and beliefs that no longer serve you. This could be the dawn of a whole new you, and that's what you've got right there in your final card with the darkness moon. You know, a new dawn is upon you. You know, there's a cycle of change going on here. There's a gravitational pull for you to look at your habits. Negative ones, positive ones, reinforce the positive ones, let go of the negative ones. You know, of course, we all have a little something that we perhaps maybe want to change. And this is the month to do it there. It sets you free. So I'm just going to go and get a drink of Orlean before we close. Okay, we have... Look at that. We got a little dog. So beautiful. Little puppy there. So some of you may literally be adopting a pet, or perhaps a pet adopts you. But the dog is, of course, about loyalty. It's about hunting down opportunities. It's about comfort. You know, it's also about being instinctive and, you know, following that keen sense of intuition. Isn't it interesting? Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. My guide said, and the nose, and the nose. And I was like, what? Because I'm channeling and getting messages from my guides. They give me what they want me to say about the cards and the direction of the reading. But I mentioned earlier about sniffing the two herbs. So random. My readings are really not about that. So when that came out, I was like, what am I saying? But this could be you kind of like either like sniffing out opportunities, or perhaps looking at what your body needs. Maybe, you know, I'm not saying all of you go into your kitchen now and be like sniffing lots of things and your body going, ooh, I want some cheese. Ooh, I want a milkshake. Ooh, I want this, or I want an apple, whatever it is, right? I'm not saying to go off and do that, but the dog has a very keen sense of smell and also is very instinctive and intuitive. So this is about you following your intuitions, your instinctive leanings there, and finding comfort in your life. But also, you know, I just heard from my guides, being the leader of the pack. So perhaps leading on something, connecting to your family, your soul tribe on something, or, you know, finding new things for you and your family to do that are exciting there. But also there could be talk about adopting a pet there as well, because the dog came out. So I'll leave that there. I hope something resonates. If you'd like to be with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to an emoji, just write the word candle, and I will gravitate towards one subscriber that my guides give me the name on. And I'll announce the winner at the end of September. Now, it has to be a subscriber because YouTube has changed algorithms, and something's happened there where if you're not subscribed, I just can't find your name. It's like a vast amount of millions of people on YouTube, and I'll just type in a name and I'm like, okay, it could be anybody. So it has to be a subscriber. I'm not trying to get subscribers in a sneaky way. If you don't get you know, the reading, if you don't win the reading, you can unsubscribe. Subscribing costs nothing. You just press subscribe, okay? So you can unsubscribe at any time, of course. So I'm not trying to just get some subscribers, you know, in order to find your name and give you that reading. That's the only way I can find your name. So I just thought I'd mention that there. So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Sagittarians. Thank you so much, and love and light.